William Duncan, also known as the Black Panther, is the new king of Wakanda. As the king, he has to care about his people and the country's economy. William has a brother, Raja. They are fighting for the throne through the comparison of their ability to manage the economy in Wakanda. Wakanda is an agricultural nation whereby over 95% of their national income come from the export of agricultural products, such as crops, corns, and avocados. In order to maximize the profit, Dongan has to study the IB economics, and therefore he reached out to the IB economics textbook.
Hi there.
Who are you?
It doesn't matter.
Who are you?
I said it doesn't matter.
Who are you?
Okay, fine. I'm the king of Wakanda. You know Wakanda?
It doesn't matter. What do you want?
I'm selling agriculture products. What do I have to know?
You've heard of PES?
Panther eats sushi? No, I don't eat them.
I thought kings were clever. How did you become the king? Never mind. It stands for price elasticity of supply.
Okay.
PES is a measure of the responsiveness of the quantity of a good supplied to changes in its price. PES is calculated along a given supply curve. In general, if there is a large responsiveness of quantity supplied, supply is referred to as being elastic. If there is a small responsiveness, supply is inelastic.
So, what about my crops? Are their supplies price elastic or price inelastic?
Zip your mouth. I'm not finished yet. The formula for PES is PES equals to percentage change in quantity supplied over percentage change in price.
Okay, my crops.
How many crops do you export every month? What is the price you set for every ton?
Well, compared to last month, our quantity exported increased from 1,000 tons to 1,200 tons. We've changed the price per ton from 20,000 Wakanda dollars to 30,000 Wakanda dollars.
Calculate the PES, my mighty king. And you guys, what are you looking at? Calculate.
I hate maths. Well, it's 1,200 minus 1,000 divided by 1,000 over 30,000 minus 20,000 divided by 20,000. I suppose it's 0.4.
Not too shabby, my lord. When PES is smaller than 1, it is said to be price inelastic. Oppositely, when PES is greater than 1, it's said to be price elastic. In your case, crops are price inelastic. Do you know why?
I'm listening.
Agriculture products, like crops, takes time to grow. Farmers need at least a planting season to be able to respond to higher prices. Their harvests can be deeply affected by climate change and other unstable factors. Thus, quantity supplied of crops is relatively unresponsive to the price change in a given time period, which makes it price inelastic.
Well, that's bad news because Tony Stark decides to build another Stark building in Wakanda. I'm sure he's going to ruin my crops.
Good for you. That environmental depletion will only make the supply of your crops more price inelastic. You're going to have a bad harvest for sure.
That's upsetting. Thank you anyway. Oh, if my brother Rajan reaches out to you, don't tell him anything.
Wait, I'm an honest book. I don't lie.
A few moments later.
Did you see my brother William?
No. Yeah, no.
What's wrong with you?
I failed my IB.
You know you're a bad liar, right? Anyway, I have to beat my brother. So how can I get more revenue from selling crops?
But your brother doesn't want me to tell you anything.
Oh, he did? Do you believe me if I say I'm going to tear you apart?
Bruh, I'm all yours.
Good. Now answer my question.
You have to increase the supply to make it less price inelastic, but you can never make it price elastic. It's still just crops at the end of the day.
I get it. We are poor farmers who are selling crops. But how can I increase the supply of the crops? What can I do if crops are having a bad harvest season?
Use fertilizer to increase the supply.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Now tell me something you did not tell my brother.
I did not tell him what will happen when PES equals to 1, PES equals to 0, and PES equals to infinity.
So what will happen?
When PES equals to 1, supply is unit elastic. The percentage change in quantity supplied is equal to the percentage change in price.
What's the difference between their graphs? I think they all look the same.
Look carefully. For PES equals to 1, the graph passes through the origin. It is important not to confuse the steepness of the curve with the elasticity of the curve.
I see. What about when PES equals to 0?
The percentage change in quantity supplied is 0. There is no change in quantity supplied no matter what happens to the price. PES is equals to 0 and supply is said to be perfectly inelastic. The graph for PES equals to 0 is basically a vertical straight line because the gradient is 0.
Can my crops be perfectly inelastic?
Nah.
Okay, fine.
And when PES equals to infinity, the percentage change in quantity supplied is infinite. A very small change in price leads to a very large response in quantity supplied. Supply in this case is called perfectly elastic.
What are some of the determinants of price elasticity of supply?
Good question. You know what? I think you're a lot cleverer than your brother. Some of the determinants can be length of time, mobility of factors of production, spare unused capacity of firms, and last but not least, ability to store stocks.
Good book. I shall return to Wakanda now. Wakanda forever.